Hey guys, it's Max. In this video, we're going to be testing out YodaYeo's shutter angle hack for the Panasonic GH5. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but I'm going to post a link to the original video in the description below. And since that video was posted, I've been getting tons of messages and comments and emails asking me to test this out. And to be honest, I am so sick of doing video autofocus tests on the GH5, I just haven't cared and not wanted to. But I just got tagged by Tony Northrup and Jordan from the camera store on Twitter asking me to do it. So I've had enough. I had another email today. I'm gonna go and test this out. So the basis of this is adjusting your shutter angle from 180 degrees, which is double the shutter speed or double your frame rate, and raising it up. And that should help, and it seems like it's helping the camera process the frames faster, something like that. So we're going to test out 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, and 60, and see what that does on native Panasonic lenses. I know in the video he used an adapted lens, so you can hear the autofocus system and it being driven much faster, but I want to see with native lenses. Let's go ahead and go out in the hallway so I have a little bit more room, and let's test this out. So we're shooting this hallway, and I have some contrast and different bright light in the background from the window. This way, the test is going to be a little bit more difficult for the camera system compared to some tests I see on YouTube where it's literally just a flat wall and the camera only has one thing to look at. So this way, we're going to see if there's a true difference between the two modes. Now, I do have to say, when I was doing all those crazy autofocus tests, testing out all of the settings, I did test out different shutter speeds as well, and I did not notice any difference, as long as you didn't go below like your frame rate. So maybe with the newer firmware, there is some kind of a difference because I didn't see any below, but we will go ahead and see right now. So I have it set to 24 frames per second. This is 180 degree, so it'd be 1/48th kind of equivalent. And go ahead, Vadim, walk backwards. So this is our baseline. This is with face tracking, and we'll see automatically we're seeing that it's not going anywhere. All the settings are set correct, and it's shifting. There we go. And now come forward at the same speed. Okay, stop. Wait for it to. It's tracking your eyes and your face incredibly well, like the usual, but it's not shifting. Likes the background. All right, I'm gonna press the button because it's not going anywhere. Okay, go ahead and dip down, and I'll tell you when to. Okay, focus, stand back up. Saw your face instantly, but it hasn't shifted yet. So this is going to be our standard test. We're going to keep it fairly simple. That way we could check 4K 24, 4K 30, and 4K 60. Now I'm going to change it to 120 degrees shutter, which is basically one stop of a difference. I'm going to raise up my ISO to account for the difference in exposure. And let's see. Go ahead, walk backwards. I don't know if it's doing any better. We'll see in the side-by-side. Maybe a little bit better. Okay, go ahead. And stop. Still out of focus here. And it caught on. So hey, at least it caught on by itself. It didn't before. So I know there's people in the comments that were saying you don't have to go to 120, even if you go a third of a stop down to like 172.8, I think, it does improve. So we are actually seeing some improvements here, so surprising. Now let's test out 30 and 60 frames per second, and I'm just gonna show you guys side by sides. So you guys got to see those side-by-side shots for yourselves. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Personally, I saw the biggest difference in 4K 30, where it definitely was noticeable that 120-degree shutter was tracking better. Now, I do want to say it's still not perfect. You guys saw some of those endings where it just would not focus on his face, even though the camera sees his face, sees his eyes, and knows exactly what's going on. The 4K 60, I did see an improvement as well, but it looked like sometimes it was a hit or miss. You know, it was a little bit better the regular 180-degree way, and sometimes it was better at 120-degree shutter. So there's lots of info out there. Go check out the original video. There's people giving tips on equivalence of the degrees to shutter speed if you like using your camera in that way, and other tips for different lenses and stuff like that. So go give him a shout out, check out his video on it, and if you have a GH5, definitely go and test out for yourselves, because people are saying that some lenses there is an improvement, other lenses there is not. Best thing, test out your camera, see what works for you, and use that. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Max, and I'll see you in the next video.